Yeah, I'm a volunteer at the Seashore Trolley Museum as well as being involved here at the
Oh,
470
there you
Club.
go.
Um, Wanted to mention the new model railroad building at the Trolley Museum. Um, and some of the exhibits in there kind of relate to the 470 Club. Uh, Seashore received a donation of a HO model railroad that had been at Jonesport. The And the museum also received a large financial donation to build a entire new building to house it. So last year, the building was under construction. It's across the parking lot from Seashore's visitor center. And the model railroad, the room it's in is about 47 feet by 30 feet. The ceiling is 2 stories high. There's some windows way up near the top, but there was a lot of wall space above the layout backdrop, but beneath the windows. So we decided to put display photos of the Maine Central Railroad in that wall space, since the model itself is represents the Maine Central Railroad. So I was organizing those photos because they're so far up above the floor, decided to make the photos very large. So we've installed 14 photos. They're all about 5 feet by 7 feet. So they're huge and size of a dining table or a mural. So my connections here at the 470 Club helped in this. We had Ron Johnson give a program last fall, Maine Central Photos. So I knew he had a large number of good Maine Central photos, contacted him, and he provided several of the photos we used, as well as a couple of photos he had in the collection that were taken by another photographer. And also, the 470 Club formerly had a collection of photos that the club sold about 10 years ago, I believe, to George Melvin. So I contacted George Melvin, and he also provided several photos for the exhibit. And another photo was given to me by another club member, Ed Galvin. The one of George Melvin's, no, I guess it's one of Ron Johnson's photos, actually shows locomotive 470 when it was running back in 1950. So if you're ever at the Seashore Trolley Museum, I encourage you to also look in at the Model Railroad Building. Admission to the Model Railroad Building is included in the general museum admission price. So I think this is another result of the 470 Club's work and my relation with a bunch of the guys here in the club.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Richmond. Al, I'll turn it over to you.
I'd just like to add, I was at the Seashore Trolley Museum on Saturday. I checked out the model being rebuilt and reconnected. It's pretty big. And I highly recommend people to check out the Seashore Trolley Museum. All right, that's a plug. All right, folks, good evening. Welcome to the East Broad Top Railroad video and slideshow. Last October, a good friend of mine, Daniel Day, and he's a big time rail fan and is one of the coordinators of the Dynamo Video Productions. And he asked me, Al, we got a charter train, we're gonna charter for drive-bys and run-bys and what have you. Would you like to join us? And he said, sure. So November 11th, last year, we went down, the four of us. We rented a hotel room right off of Interstate 81. Got up early in the morning on Saturday. Took about an hour to go over the Allegheny Mountains, zigzagging over 2 ranges to get to Rock Hill Furnace, Pennsylvania. Central southern Pennsylvania. Beautiful country. All the leaves were down and it was a bright sunny day. And here we go. So here we go with a little bio of the East Broad Top. Started 150 years ago. And it was one of the narrow gauges. Narrow gauges were very popular to get around, to get to around the mountains and through narrow areas, of course. And of course, the main cash cow was coal. And then 1956, they suspended service, but there was a family that kind of maintained the property for a number of years until a few years ago when a nonprofit started up to start running the railroad.
I can't see anything.
I don't know if you can read that or not, but they are doing a lot of work right now. They have one steam train running. They got like 4 others in the engine house. They're going to get all of them going again at some point. They bought brand new passenger cars, kind of similar to the 50s, with the backs flipped to the other side, but brand new, built in Washington State and shipped to Pennsylvania. And according to the marketing director there, when I was there in November, they're saying they get a lot of business from private groups, renting out the train for private parties and the like. So this is where Rock
Can
Hill.
I ask?
Yes.
I just wanted to ask a question. So
ahead.
the build, you said the building of the new cars was done in Washington State.
Correct.
Did that same builder have anything to do with the White Pass in Yukon?
I have no idea. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
No, you don't have to
Okay.
get back to me. I was
Okay.
just interested because there are very few facilities left. And I lived and went to college in Maine. I know about 2-foot narrow gauge, but 3-foot narrow gauge, I don't know much about. That's all.
Okay.
That's the only reason I was asking.
Yeah, they ordered 5 of them, and you'll see that shortly. One of them, anyway, that was used to
I
transport us.
saw. I actually saw on their web that
Oh, okay.
they had some more new ones coming in, and so yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Sorry.
No worries, we're good. So we came down Interstate 81. We basically camped here, and then there's Rock Hill Furnace right there. Rock Hill Furnace is a nice little village, and they even have a fairly new A&W restaurant there, which I was find that surprising being there. But certainly this railroad will help bring some a little more industry in the middle of Pennsylvania there. So we got up early in the morning, 4:30 a.m. It was dark. We got here. It was a little chilly, but not too bad. There was no wind. And here we are. The engine's warming up, getting ready for the day. And obviously there was no wind. There's the cloud, the coal and the ash going straight up. There's the roundhouse you see there. And the engine was pulled out by a little switcher, a diesel switcher. And there's the video.
Is there any way you can enlarge the images? So
The
they fill
video
entire
is, some of them are full screen. This one is not, maybe because I had the phone going straight up and down. Oh, let me see here. Does that work a little better? Is that a little better?
I think it is a little better. Thank you.
Yeah. And getting a little more light here soon. You can see the coal is all filled up in here. There's the little switcher right there. Oops, let me back up here. Sorry about that. There's the station right there and the engine house right here. Roundhouse. I should do this. There we go. So the two vehicles were rented for this day to be set in 1950s. This F-100 here, the green truck in the overhang there, that's part of the railroad, part of this railroad station. Right here. And this is pretty much the Dynamo crew, fans of steam trains. By the way, do you know what dynamo is? Anyone?
Dynamo?
Dynamo, it relates to the light, the power to power the light.
As I
Yeah,
recall,
it's-
Al, it's essentially a generator.
Correctly,
It-
that's correct.
Exactly. It's a steam powered generator that generates electricity to light the headlight.
Excellent, A+. So just the engine by itself here.
Now we need 15, 17, and 18 to join.
Yes, dust them off and get them out there. You'll see those pictures later on because we have all day and night scenes coming up.
Awesome. Cool.
And now the 16 is going to hook up to a bunch of gondolas, passenger train, and a caboose with a coal-fired stove to heat the caboose. We had volunteer actors come in dressed in 1950s period clothing to stand at the station and for run-bys and the passenger car as well. So you'll see those people in a little while.
That's great.
And you see that nice lettering right there in the truck, plastic truck. I think that was in 1951, that truck. See the
I
frost.
thought it was a 50, but you're much smarter than me about that.
Oh, so thank you. You see the frost on the roof of the truck there.
Yeah. Hey, I grew up in Maine. I know
Oh,
about
yeah.
frost.
Yeah, I know about that. That's definitely. Here's the station. So some of the volunteers are standing up front in the period clothing with luggage, what have you. Look at all these lines in front of here going through town. It was quite busy back in the day.
2, 3, 4, 5. They had a lot of shit going on there.
They sure did. What was that word?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
That's
say
okay.
that.
Sorry.
I amend my comment.
Excellent. No one's counting here. No dollars in the jar. Here we go.
I just get excited with steam engines. That's all.
Sure. Yeah. Those gondolas used to transport coal, of course, back in the day. And here's one of those passenger cars I talked about, built about 4 or 5 years ago. There'll be a picture or two of me inside. I have to do a selfie, so you'll see inside here at some point along this show. Here. So this is Daniel here. What is he doing? He's cutting aside the brush so we have an unfiltered view of the train. The train's going to be backing up. I'm going to do a run by here in the farm country here outside of town. So knock down those reeds and grasses and what have you. Nice rolling fields there, nice looking red barn back there. Make note of that red barn for the video coming up. A little farmhouse, so the train is backing up. Backing up, so there are two groups, Dynamo Video down here, and up where I am is the photography. And then here's the 57 Chevy. It's gonna get in position. It's gonna go across the tracks, turn around and come back this way. You'll see here in the next picture or two. There we go. And so those people have period clothing over there. And next one is the video. Oh, okay, coming up. All right, this is a video. This is a fascinating video with the lighting, and pay attention to the shadow of the steam and the smoke on the fields in the background there. That's a US route behind me. Not too busy traffic day, but you hear a car or two coming on that US highway. And there's that 800 number in case there's a problem on the track, as Eric pointed out yesterday. The blue sign there. Red bar back into someone. That was pretty neat. Now we're at the Y, and unfortunately, I did not take pictures of video. There was an issue up farther, up to the right. The tracks were frost covered, and the wheels were slipping. And that engineer, he had a handful dealing with the pressure of the steam, what have you, trying to get traction. The people on the caboose told me later it was awful with the jerking motion of the train as the engineer was trying to get traction. Unfortunately, didn't have any sand, but eventually he did get up there far enough to back down the Y to turn around. Behind me, there's a picnic area. I think that, unfortunately, a bad job there as well. I did not take a picture of the picnic area. A bunch of picnic tables, a roof protected from the rain if it rains, or bathrooms there. And I was just noted earlier, in case people didn't hear, they had live music scheduled for next week. A food truck's going to be there, and a brewery be serving beer there next week. So let's all go down there and join in. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Father and son right there. Oh, so there's Snoopy's home. Snoopy is in the hood. Now the train is turned around. We're going to head back into town. A couple more run-bys, though, first. So yeah, the picnic area is off to the left. It's not too far away.
Let's go.
Some of the actors are on the train there. I didn't bring a tape measure. I should have brought a tape measure to measure the width here. 3 feet, right? Now in the passenger car now. we had a number of run-bys, a number of them. This is the same shot I took earlier in the video. Now they're going to do a run-by. There's a actually, let me back up here for a moment. This row goes under a tunnel underneath the tracks here. So they're going to stand down here to take a video of the train going by. I stayed on the train on this one. And here we are clearing the weeds again. So this is Daniel. This is Anthony. He is 14 years old. He lives in Conway. He came down and joined us as well. And Ben Bury is the other gentleman that joined us as well. Though Anthony works for Conway Scenic Railroad. Backing up for the run by. Nice. That's my friend Dan up there. Nice camera. Did this about 4 or 5 times. We had the marketing director, radio, the engineer, like the next run they did it without the whistle. And move to a different location up in this hill on the left. So now we're looking down, we're across the tracks before, now we're up on this hill. And here we go. There's an actor right there as a engineer. There he is with his lunchbox. And you see Anthony up at the top there of the caboose. Another run by coming up. We see the picnic tables there on the right side of the screen, the seating area, family picnics. Well, here's the inside. Very clean and new. Nice seats, pretty comfortable. Yeah, the benches, they flip over, like, 180. And that's me. And I get to ride in the caboose here. And here we go, a little video. Coal stove providing the heat. Anthony. Really cool hanging out in the caboose. So here we are. There's the photographers down there filming going over the bridge of the road there. Ready to take off.
So I fractured my right leg here. From what? Crappy cover from my shoes.
There it is. There we go.
No sleep, no physical rest, and then after.
Yeah, they filmed that truck going down on their Dino Productions page on Facebook, or their video page, YouTube channel. They'll have these videos. There's more videos there if you want to check it out. Backing up over that same bridge that truck came through. Back in town here, and a video come up here of the train coming through town. Oops. Passengers waiting for the train. There it comes. Suitcases, huh? The crates by the pickup truck. There's a gift store inside there, restrooms. You know, the switches. Those two engineers, those are actors. They're pretending to check out, inspect the engine. In 1916 in Philadelphia, it was built. The coal was being used. The nighttime, time to put the engine away. So they staged it here by the former water house. You see the pipe coming down is no longer a water tank being used there anymore, but they staging it there. And Dynamo Productions put up lighting around here to shine on the scene here, so you have better lighting for photography and videos. And those are the actors again, pretending to inspect the engine, oil up, and what have you. Carrying those oil lanterns. Heading to the engine house, the turntable in the engine house right now. Oh, you see the light in the far left there. That's the engine coming towards the engine house. Here we go in. Here we are inside. You see number 17, the far side there, and the foreground might be 15. All dust covered, and soon we'll be on the road again. Well, number 12. And they do run tours through here. Oops. And that's the story right there. This is the Dynamo Productions. I highly recommend check out their YouTube channel. They have a lot of videos there, other train videos besides East Broad Top. There's the website right there, the YouTube channel, Facebook. And we stopped at Steamtown on Sunday on the way home in Scranton. And this is the big boy with one of them that was saved and on display there at Steamtown. That is a big train. That is a big engine. And I did get my hand caught in there. I'm just acting. And so that's Ben Bury, Daniel Day, me, and Anthony, the foursome, the fearsome from New Hampshire. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it.
I'll echo what I've been seeing in the chat. Excellent photography and stunning videos. Absolutely just awe-inspiring, and just to thank you for presenting to us tonight. Like I said, it was just absolutely amazing. I will open with the questions about is the right of way of the East Broad Top. I mean, I know they're not using it all, obviously, and they're relaying track. But is the entire right of way intact, or has any of it been encroached upon?
They are currently rebuilding, extending it southward towards the, to hopefully connect with the natural standard size gauge track. And maybe in the future, bring passengers from Amtrak or the like and bring them, build a station there perhaps. That's my speculation only. I think that's what they're planning to do. So right now they're working on it and making quite progress, laying down track and then ballast and the like, extending it southward. Any other questions?
You guys will just have to unmute yourselves if you have any questions.
Anyone planning to go to East Broad Top, visit the steam train? Martin, you're muted.
If you do plan to go, make sure you check their schedule because they're running. I was just looking at their website the other day. They're running diesel this summer
Yes,
through August, I believe, because 16's going down for some service.
that's correct. Yeah, it shows up right away, a notice when you open the webpage. Okay, Martin, you were unmuted earlier. What did you have? You had a question?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, good. Well, two quick questions. Number one, I grew up in New England, and I was, when I was very young, my dad used to take me and my brothers and sisters to Edaville Railroad. They have now since branched out, and I went to college at Colby in Maine. So I got to see a lot of the, back in the 70s, I got to see a lot of the old right-of-ways and so forth. Since then, obviously, a lot has been done up there to restore the narrow gauge engines in Maine. But I never had a chance to visit any 3-foot narrow gauge other than to read about the Durango and Silverton and all those things out west. And, you know, when you get to 3-foot gauge, you can do a lot more loading on a truck. And so I guess my biggest question to you is, you know, in the East, I know the EBT, I think, is the only east of the Mississippi 3-foot remaining 3-foot carriage train. Is that correct?
That's what they say on their website. That is correct. And I thought it was Casket, but someone told me that's a 2-foot wide.
Which one?
It was Casket, Maine.
No, that's a 2. That I know.
Right,
I've been
right,
on
that's
it.
right.
I know
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I know
See,
that one.
By the way, that's our next charter is up there.
Is it really?
September, the Dynamo is renting that up for the day. So I'm looking forward to that.
That'll be fabulous. I remember when they first started out, and I sent them, you know, some donations because I grew up not far from where that railroad used to end up in Waterville through the, you know, so I just, you know, but they've done a great job up there. But that would be wonderful. I would.
And I did hear
love
that
to see.
I think I did hear they're extending up there too, their line, Scasset. I thought I heard
Well,
that.
Originally it was Wiscasset and it was Waterville, Wiscasset and Farmington, and
Yeah.
they originally did go all the way up, but that they're where they're going to get their tourism, you know, from Sheepscot, and they had that wonderful old bridge over the Sheepscot Inlet and so forth. So anyway, I'm just a big fan of narrow gauge and having things resurrected. You know, and Edaville has survived. It's not what it was when I was a kid, but the main narrow gauge is so much more than what it used to be when I was a kid down in Cape Cod, if you will. So Anyhow,
Yeah,
I loved your presentation and the videos
Thank you.
tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
The date for that photo shoot for Dynamo Productions is September 21st, a Saturday. It was casket narrow gauge. So I'll be
This
there all day.
September.
This September 21st. So I'll be there all day. If you want to come up and take pictures and videos, please come on up.
I live in Florida now, unfortunately. I wish I
okay.
didn't. My wife won't let me move back to New England. But so that's why I have YouTube and videos, so I get to see the things I want to see. But thank you again, and thanks to everybody
You're
tonight.
welcome.
I'm sorry for waxing philosophic here. I will
We're
see
all
you
good.
next time.
Okay. Anyone else out there? Questions? Comments? And will I see anyone from here join me on September 21st and at the casket narrow gauge?
Oh, I would Wiscasset, not Wiscasset.
Wiscasset.
Wiscasset. Yeah, sorry. I got to help you pronounce those Indian names.
Yeah. All right. All right. I guess I'm done.
Well, all right, guys. Thanks for Al. Thank you for presenting to us tonight. Like I said,
Sure.
I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation, and based on the comments I saw in the chat, I think others did as well.
Indeed.
Thank you all for attending tonight. Hope you have a good night, and we will see you again next month.
Happy summer.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, guys.